When the Zoldyck family hides some form of creature, monster, something else in their basement behind 5 fucking doors that's security padlocked by Silva, you have something very creepy and dark on your hands. Because these are some people that we have known have been built up since the beginning of this series. And to hide something behind 5 doors, that is monstrous. It definitely is. So, this episode, Togashi, man. Even when you're not riding the Chimera Ant arc and you're doing something else, you still fucking stun me with your twist of plot. The way you reveal this character, Alluka, hopefully that's her name, I said it properly. She is OP. That is my impressions. Let me explain my entire situation on her character. She supposedly, if you deny 4 of her requests, she will kill you. For instance, you'll convulge into a fucking meat puddle. That's exactly what will happen. You'll teleport somewhere else, I am guessing, and your closest loved ones will die. And so, if you deny 4 requests, you will die. And there doesn't seem to be any escape from it. And from what I can see from Alluka's powers, is that she can teleport things. Especially when she's granting wishes. For instance, in this episode, we see a demonstration of this one servant underneath Alluka that's supposed to refill her request and stuff. And she says, I want to be a billionaire. And all of a sudden you see this blimp appear above her, start dropping money, constant money down on top of her, and we find out on the news that exact same day that there was a mysterious blimp that just radically disappeared, and then they don't know what happened to it, and it appeared there. So, right now, the first thing I'm feeling right now is there's some form of teleportation powers. That's exactly what I'm feeling. But it's not just that, on the level of that, okay? The Alluka is really scary. What makes her so scary is because her eyes and face changes to a different request in the way it happened. For instance, if you fulfill 3 of her requests, her eyes go black. For instance, she looks like a fucking demon, like she's going to kill you. But at the same time, I think you need 3 of her requests filled for her to be able to wish for you. So, right there, I feel like there's a lot more meaning behind her powers, but there's other things that's really creepy. I mean, as we found out in this episode, there has to be equivalent exchange. For instance, let's say you wish to be a billionaire, okay? The next person that has to fulfill Alluka's request have to have tougher requests. For instance, in this episode, we were demonstrated that this girl says, oh, you can be free if you fulfill her request and all that, okay? We find out that Alluka will say, can you give me your liver? Can you give me your spine? Can you give me your brain? Can you give me your heart? And what right person what sane person would offer their liver or heart to someone? Honestly, who would put their fucking hand, jab out their fucking liver, and give it to a girl? Honestly, think about that, okay? And if a girl was to say that, you most likely would say, no, I can't do that. That'd be the first obvious thing someone would say. And so, honestly, the big thing here, what we find out this episode, and a lot of theories I have right now, is if she would have, let's say, given Alluka her liver, okay, and she ripped it out, would she have still been fucked? Because would she have asked for another request? For instance, hey, can you give me your heart? Can you give me your spleen? Because, I mean, as we see, she constantly asks for requests one after another. She doesn't stop. She doesn't have any time between these requests. It's like 1 request, 2 requests, 3 requests, 4 requests. And then, yeah, it stops. So it seems like I think Alluka can't really control her abilities. That's something I'm feeling right now. Or there's something else going on here. But either way, what happens if the person decides to not speak? For instance, what if that girl that was supposedly being asked to give her liver up, what if she didn't reply or say nothing to Alluka? Would she still have died? That's the big question we have right now. Now, let's get into the big matter I have with Alluka's character and why I think she's so OP in Hat. Okay, so we all know who Meruem is. We all should know by now who Meruem is. He's a badass, probably one of the best villains, top 10 villains of all time in Shonen. He definitely is, and nobody could probably really deny that. He would have so much character development. But, here's the thing. What if Meruem was in this similar situation as that girl and was asked those almost exact same questions? For instance, let's take this as a standpoint, okay? This is like a what if. What if Meruem and this Alluka girl were talking to each other, like Netero and Meruem, and she said, pretty much she asked, like, can you please not fight me? Meruem says no. Can you please not kill me? Meruem says no. Can we please, talk this out? Meruem says no. You get what I'm saying? What would have happened if she would have asked questions to Meruem? Because Meruem was the type of person to talk to his enemies. He talked to a lot of enemies. So what would have happened? Yeah. Ain't that a fucking scary thought? Think about that for a second. Meruem killed by a little girl we just met. At first look, it looks like it's fucking bullshit. It really does. I'm gonna be honest. But the setup of the way Togashi did it feels realistic. It doesn't feel so bad that I'm pissed off. It can be considered an ass pull, I guess, but it has been foreshadowed in the past with a previous picture, I think on episode 97. And so, you really can't complain on it, but at the same time, you have to admit there's a lot of circumstances behind this. For instance, Killa miraculously is the only person that can talk to her and have his wishes granted, so he's gonna have Gon's, being healed by Alluka. So right there, we already know what's gonna happen, but the big thing here also we find out is, like, how far does her powers really go? And how far can she really teleport things? For instance, we know she teleports stuff, but can it be anywhere? Can she teleport people? I mean, where does the people's corpses go when she teleports them, when they die? We don't know. We also find out in this episode that supposedly Alluka is from another place, another country or something. And that's really mysterious because we have Silva even say in this episode that he does not even think of her as a family member. And when he does that, this person that believes in family thinks that? Yeah. So, overall, good. Very good progression. It really was a good episode. It was really good. I am proud of Togashi. Even after the Chimera Ant arc, he still surprises me with his writing skills. And at the same time, the shock factor of this girl that was introduced scares me. It really terrifies me with her character because it seems like she can kill anyone, honestly. If they are willing to talk to her and be a little bit nice, even if it was a villain, they would be fucked. And so, how does she have these powers? Is this Nin? Is this a Nin ability? That's the big question right there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, everybody. How do you feel about this episode of Hunter x Hunter? What do you feel about this new girl introduced? What do you feel about her powers? What do you feel about that what-if moment if Meruem and her met and talked? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.